Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to the weekly review special for the 45th week of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week I brought in 4,304 points, up a few hundred points from last week, and not far off from the best ever week we've had, which was 46.48. And no, it is not a typo. Our current virtual best is 46.48, as in the best score of each of the active games plus the most recent not active games is equal to the best individual week we've had. That's up a couple hundred points from a week ago. All-time virtual best unchanged. We're not terribly close to the top 10 at the moment. Breaking down the games individually, PCM20 in the career mode. That is our highest current virtual best, but the current score is 286. Some ways off of that. Now, this was a good week for me. I've plowed through this season. We've gone really, really quickly through this season, and already I had my signing period. And while it wasn't the greatest signing period ever, it was, or at least it felt like a very good signing period, because all of the new writers that I've brought in have very high potential and can contribute right away. They have raised our profile a bit. There's 2 or 3 of those writers that I'm very excited about, and I think will really good things for us. But that also means we're going to fly probably next week through the end of the season, and I don't think we're going to hit that 508 points, but that doesn't surprise me. That 508 points was as a World Tour team. We are back down to a Continental Pro team. We are going to be a Continental Pro team again next season, but we are now set up. We are now in place with the signings we made to make the jump back to World Tour after next season. So no rubber band this season, but long-term security set for a return to the World Tour by the following season. And I'm hoping in that setup to be able to retain World Tour status once we get there. In the all-rounder, also cruising through. It's already September, so I'm approaching the end of the season, so I will definitely hit the end of the season this time. 196 points. I don't know if I'll hit that 318 or not. I had 6 wins a season ago. I've had 3 this season. So numbers are down. Score is kind of down, but there's a reason for it. I got better. That shouldn't be a reason to lose, right? It is. In this case, when I was bad, people ignored me. When they ignored me, I took advantage and had a bunch of breakaway victories. Now I'm getting a little bit better. I'm getting noticed. And when I get noticed, I'm not claiming easy surprise victories anymore. I have to win on merit, and that's a lot harder. So it actually makes sense in that case that I have not a bad score, but not as good as last year, and I don't have as many wins as last year. I'm having to do it the hard way, and my rider's not built for that. I'm built for those surprise wins. Next season, I might get that chance again, as we should be heading up to the World Tour, so I might be able to start getting some of those surprise wins again. Hammer Team, brand new one to the channel, 315 points, first time out. We're going to break down what goes into that score here in just a moment, but let's go ahead and go through the other active series. So first up, we go with the Viking Way, and in the Viking Way, it was a good week. I have 290 points now, and we claimed our first settlement, so we are growing now. We don't just have Ribe, we are at war, and we are growing, and I like it. We're going to have to do a bit of work, though, before we can be able to take additional ones, but it's a good start. For what goes into the Hammer Team score, there are 22 possible upgrades. I've assigned 10 points to each of those, so that's a maximum of 220 points. We have 14 of those 22 upgrades complete already, finishing Tier 3 this week. The war progress, there are 23 total settlements on the map. We controlled 12. The enemy controlled 11 starting out. So we kind of start with a decent amount. So what I've done on this one, not as simple math as what I normally do. I've taken the total that we hold, the side that we support in the war, the total that we hold, which again, that started at 12, and subtract 10 from that total, and then multiply by 50. So we do begin with 12, so that would be 2 over 10. So we begin the game with 100 points, but the war is constantly in flux, where it's going back and forth, and we're trying to support that war and help that war. And as we grow and develop, we're going to want to focus on that war and trying to get all 23, which means we'll have 13 possible times that 50, so 650 points. The war is going to be the bulk of the points available. That combined is now 870, and I'm looking for up to 5 dwarves at 25 points each to get the other 125 points, and that'll be the maximum. So we have to maintain the dwarves. There will be penalties if any die, so we want to avoid the death of any of our dwarves. But that's how we break that score down. All-time virtual best side, no change. The career mode is 16th overall, but again, it's still probably 2 seasons away from we're going to be back in the World Tour and have a chance to challenge that score. All-rounders 31st. Hammer Ting starts 68th game to appear on the channel, and it immediately comes in at 33rd. It's a good start. I think we could definitely add some points to that at a relatively short period of time, because we've only been playing the game for a couple of weeks now, and I've already gone through 3 of the 5 tiers of research, so I seem to have a pretty good handle on the game. There's still things I'm learning, but the overall seems to be going well. That is going to do it for this review special, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Be safe out there, and bye for now.